On our way for a long run this morning, 19 miles on the docket. Got a later start this morning. It's currently 10:23, so I wish I was a little bit more of an early riser, but with MS it can be challenging sometimes, so we are doing it now, the thick of the heat, and we're gonna have a good time. Arrived at the bike path that we run on. Let's do this. 19 miles is the longest run I've done so far this training cycle. I'm a little nervous, it's hot.
Yeah, at least it's not as hot as Chicago.
Last week we did our long run in 91 degrees. 80 degrees, I'm thinking we can handle, but it'll pay dividends in the fall when it finally cools down. Got a big fat pocket full of water, gels, phone here ready to roll, watch, and we are off. So while I'm training for the Chicago Marathon, I am running Sydney on August 31st. So this is my peak week for Sydney with 19 miles. Did some pretty serious speed work earlier this week too. And I have a down week next week ahead of the marathon. I'll be ramping back up about a week after, handling it delicately with a marathon within a training block. 1 mile down. Number one, doing this at 5 miles. This is my favorite flavor. All right, about 6 miles in. So almost a third way through the 19 miles. It's hot. Luckily there's a little shade on this bike path, which is why we run it. But there's quite a few miles that are straight up in the sun. So feeling good so far. And hoping I can say the same thing when we finish the run. Quick refill, stop, use the bathroom, fitting my water bottle into my pocket. A little unconventional, but we're going for it. I love having the stop here, it makes such a difference. We do. About 7 miles in now. Just finished gel number 2, 9 miles in. And we're gonna add a little bit of a workout to this run. We're supposed to do it tomorrow, but big thing, tomorrow is mine and Matt's anniversary. Having tomorrow more as an off day versus a workout day. We're gonna add 800 meter repeats at a faster pace. So it's gonna be like strides. And then in between each one, it's gonna be 200 meters at an easy pace. It's a little hard to judge, so I think we're doing 25-second strides and then about a minute-ish, a little longer, easy. Gonna be tough to add into the middle of a 19-mile workout, but worth it for the trade-off of quality time tomorrow for our anniversary.
Ready?
Yep. Finishing up the rest for rep number 3 and about to head into rep number 4. Whew.
Let's go.
All right. Just hit 10 miles. Nothing like adding a little workout into the long run. Kind of like it. It makes the long run go by a little faster. 7 reps deep on the jog between 7 and 8 right now. I honestly feel a lot better than I did at the start of these reps. So definitely a good sign. I like that my legs are feeling a little bit better than they were early in the run. A little lighter, less heavy, and we got 1 more to go. What's getting me through this run is a couple things. One, Taylor Swift just announced her new album, The Life of a Showgirl, and so I've been blasting 1989, getting excited for her new energetic pop era coming in October, which actually releases on October 3rd, which is a week before I'm running the Chicago Marathon, so I'm sure there'll be songs in my playlist from that. Secondly, I mentioned earlier, it's mine and Matt's anniversary weekend, so this is like kicking off a nice celebration of our wedding last year. Today I just feel happy. We are 12 miles in, stopping at the car. We're refilling on water. I picked up another gel too, feeling pretty good so far. Got about 6 miles left. and then we're done with the run. So 6 mile cool down essentially from the car. Hill number 3, we're about 13 miles in. I'm feeling the fatigue now. About 14 and a half miles in. Was feeling so good for so long. The most important part of your long runs is to have time on your feet, build confidence, and learn that physical and mental grit, because it's both that is going to get you to the end of a marathon. This is the furthest I've run so far in my training cycle. My longest run previous to this has been 17, so 19 will be the longest peak week of training for Sydney. I'm trying to stay optimistic for this last 2 miles, but I'm really smiling through the pain. Woo. 19 miles done, longest run so far. Whew, that was hard. I thought adding in the strides was gonna make it easier, which it did for a little bit, made it go quite faster. But those last few miles, man, they got me. Ran out of water at the end when I needed it, straight up in the sun. And my next really long run will be the Sydney Marathon, but the long goal is Chicago. I'm treating the Sydney Marathon as a training run, so I'm gonna have a specific plan that I follow, keeping most of it easy with a few miles sprinkled in at marathon pace. I am raising money for the National MS Society for Multiple Sclerosis for the Chicago Marathon. You guys can head to the link in my bio to donate. Anything big or small makes a huge difference, as I'm training to break the Guinness World Record for the fastest female marathon with multiple sclerosis. And together we can make a difference, breaking boundaries and barriers and records. So thank you for following along in my training journey. Follow me on Instagram at Healthy Cheers, TikTok as well, and Facebook.